Hi, so we're here today with the Cube Stereo Hybrid 160, a capable full power e-bike that straddles the trail and enduro categories and is up for pretty much any trail. You can throw it down. It's got 160 mil of travel, so it's capable on challenging terrain, but the geometry isn't too extreme, so it handles nicely on mellower trail centre tracks too. So this bike is the HPC SLX 750 model. It has a high performance carbon frame that features high modulus fibres with nanoparticles in the resin, and this makes it stiff, strong, durable and resistant to external impacts. So this bike and all the other models in the range feature the Bosch Performance CX motor. Now Bosch are the original e-bike motor brand, and the Performance CX tops the range, offering 85 Newton meters of torque with some nice features that help keep it a step above the competition. So as well as the usual three riding modes, Eco, Tour and Turbo in this case, you also get E-MTB mode, which reacts dynamically to your input and the terrain. This is great for riding mixed terrain because you have maximum power when you need it, but only when you need it. So you don't need to worry too much about switching the power down to save the battery. So you can switch between the modes using the handlebar mounted remote switch, and then the Kiox display here gives you all the information you need, and you can switch between screens using the remote too. So as the name suggests, this model has a large 750 watt-hour battery pack that offers plenty of range. Now it's neatly tucked into the down tube here, and it's easily removable if you want to take it off to charge it off the bike. So a highlight of this model is the RockShox Zeb RC fork that controls 170 mil of front travel. Now the Zeb is a high performance enduro fork, so this inspires confidence when you're riding challenging terrain. And it's paired with a RockShox Deluxe Select Plus shock, which controls 160 mil of rear travel. So another highlight of this bike are the tyres. You get a Maxxis Assegai DHR combination, which is pretty much perfect for riding challenging UK trails. And it's nice to see that the rear has a double down casing, which is great for riding rough terrain. Now all the bikes in the range roll on 27.5 inch wheels, which help to make this big powerful e-bike nice and manoeuvrable. So all the bikes in the range have a 12-speed drivetrain with a wide range cassette and with 4-pot hydraulic disc brakes. This SLX model has a mixture of XT and Dior components that do the job nicely, give you all the performance you need. Okay, let's go and see how it handles on the trails. So one of my favourite screens here on the Kiox display is this one that gives you power and cadence. So you can really improve your fitness on an e-bike, and this is one of the great screens for doing it. See, as I'm slacking off, you can see the power is going right down, cadence is going down. If I put the power down, you can actually see that in numbers and how much power you can put out, which is quite interesting. So, I mean, the motor's giving me locks, I'm flying up here, but it's also telling me how many watts I'm putting in. So it's not very many really compared to some people, but 400 watts, I can't keep that going for very long. I'd slack off a bit, keep the cadence high, so I'll change to the gears, and then we're down to 200 watts and keep that up for a lot longer as we're going up. I really do like this Kiox display. And you've got a lot more screens you can flick through as well. This is nice. It'll tell you the range you've got in each of the modes, how far I can go in turbo, E-MTB Tour, Eco, 32 miles I got left. Got altitude. Now this links with the eBike Flow app, same with navigation. You can enter in a route there if you want to. Right, so we've got a fairly flat trail here, but you can just get up to speed so quickly with this motor. You need to be flying really quickly, and for such a big bike, it really feels nice and manoeuvrable as you're going. The motor power is very easy to manage, very easy to get used to. The power comes on very smoothly, you get plenty of it. In the E-MTB mode here, so we're cruising along. It feels like Tour Plus mode, but then if I put my foot down, you can feel that extra surge of power as it switches then to E-MTB mode, to the Bosch Kiox display. Those are one of the highlights of this motor system. You get a lot of information. It's very easy to read. It's telling me I've got 15 miles worth of range left in E-MTB mode, 76 battery, and it even tells me your phone. Flicking through my favourite one here, which is power and cadence. This is really useful for training. Okay, let's go, see how it descends. Now, for such a big, heavy bike, it's so manoeuvrable. It feels really nice and nimble, but exactly where I want it to go. Such a plush ride as well. This is quite rough. It feels so smooth. It soaks up all these little bumps like they weren't there. I mean, it's a great thing about a heavy e-bike. It does, the suspension just works better. This big fork on the front, you feel so confident. It does carry speed remarkably well, even with the 2.75 wheels. It's the weight just makes the suspension work better. And the Zeb, it's just so stiff while being plush as well. Beautiful. This new Bosch motor feels very smooth. It doesn't rattle like the old Bosch motors do. Didn't really notice it at all on the descent. Felt like it wasn't there, which is what you want. I can hear it whining a little bit, but it is very smooth. Power delivery is great. I've got all the power I need when I want it, but it doesn't seem to be using up the battery capacity particularly quickly. I think that's because of the E-MTB mode. When I slack off the pedals, it's dropping it down into Tour Plus. You can see I'm going up this fire road. I've done this fire road a lot of times on a regular mountain bike. Probably looks completely flat on the camera, but it is actually quite steep. And I can easily, there we go, I'm over 15 miles an hour now. And yeah, there we go, the motor's cutting out because I'm above the legal speed limit, and drop it back down, and it's there again. And that is quite impressive really, considering how steep that climb is. So there we have it, Cube Stereo Hybrid 160, a hard-hitting e-bike that feels great on a wide variety of trails. Now this is the SLX model, particularly good value, has the same carbon frame, the same motor, the high capacity battery as the more expensive models. It's got a Zeb fork on the front, which is a real highlight. The rest of the components are spot on. It's a great value bike if you want to get out there and ride more. And if you're interested in other bikes, check out some of our other videos. You can like and subscribe and they'll come straight to you.